Okay, let us start together. Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to the OEM Pulse and our slot Manufacturing Excellence in Pharma. I'm proud to welcome, first of all, Mrs. Manuela Gottschall. She is Head of Risk and Project Management Global Quality at Hoffmann-La-Roche. And she is telling us how digital maturity model is utilized to enable Pharma 4.0. And afterwards, we from the Excellence United will inform you how we could support your pharma production in the area of integration, training, OEE optimization, and track and trace. So let us go ahead, looking forward to a very interesting 1 hour session and your question afterwards. I hand over to you, Manuela. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Welcome everyone to this session. So as you also see in the slide deck, I'm a chair of the subgroup in Pharma 4.0 as part of the ISPE of the digital maturity. So what I'm presenting here is also what this special interest group is working on. So when we talk about Pharma 4.0, the question is really, what does it mean? So Pharma 4.0 is the combination of Industry 4.0, which means really digitalization, the whole manufacturing control release area, also in pharma world, ideally from patient to patient, combined with the ICH documents. So from Q8 to Q12, so development, quality risk management, pharmaceutical quality system, and the product lifecycle management. And both of these elements together form Pharma 4.0. The goal is, of course, to utilize all of the data that we have collected already in the past and with the new equipment, and you will see some of these examples later in this session, to use them really in order to make the production more efficient, and ensure the supply to patient. So under the operating model of ISPE Pharma 4.0, you see in the center 4 elements: resources, information system, culture, and organization and processes. In addition to this, on top and on the bottom, you see the digital maturity and data integrity by design. So digital maturity and data integrity are enablers for this operating model. And the 4 elements there, it's important that it's really 4 pillars that we need to implement all of this together. So Pharma 4.0 is not an IT project or a technology only project. So it's really important that the resources, the workforce is also being brought up to speed on what it means to digitalize, to use these data in an efficient way, to set up the culture, the communication, decision making, but also to transform the organization and really modify the processes in a way that it gives one holistic move towards the Pharma 4.0. The elements around this, you see the impact and maturity team that I'm chairing, and you see also the different other elements that really all together form or will actually help us to be successful in Pharma 4.0, which means validation 4.0. Validation will look very different in the future when we talk about AI, holistic control strategy, utilizing really the control strategy that is defined in development through the whole life cycle, process maps, critical thinking, process automation, plug and produce. So really purchasing an equipment and plugging it in and producing. So, and of course, how to deal with management, how to communicate the strategy. All of these elements together form this Pharma 4.0. When we come at, and when we talk about the digital maturity, there are 2 maturity models out there that are widely used in pharma. One is from Acatech from Aachen, the Industry 4.0 Maturity Index. You see this on the top. The other is from the Bioforum, the Digital Plant Maturity Model. And we assessed both of them in our subgroup, and you see here the difference. So there is only a slight difference. This is what I can tell you right away. So the difference is really the Industry 4.0 is a 6-point scale versus the one from Bioforum, a 5. With the Industry 4.0 model from Aachen, the one at the top, you have predefined questions, and you can have an interview with your teams and then answer the questions. Versus the digital plant maturity model, it's more of a percentage where the team rates how far have you already come in a certain maturity model. So depending on what type of assessment you want to prefer, you can pick either or. The difference between the different scales is really then more around, or it can be translated easily, let's say. So you can compare them pretty straightforward. What is important is really that this is not a once in a lifetime exercise. So you do it ideally, you fill or you assess your maturity at the beginning, you define a goal, and then after maybe 1, 2, or 3 years, depending on the progress, you check and see, okay, where am I with my maturity? Am I on the right path? And did the project that I implemented really bring me to that maturity that I expected? So it's really an iterative process to improve the maturity there. Mm-hmm. And as the whole Pharma 4.0 implementation is really a journey and a long-term journey, you will see some different barriers on the way towards Pharma 4.0. You see on the left-hand side the 4 different elements of the operating model: the resources, information system, culture, organization, processes. And from the Acatech model, the 6 different steps of the maturity model. And I listed here a few barriers that you can maybe, hopefully you can prevent them on the journey, but you might see them. And this is really an example, so you can flip them around. It's not necessarily, for example, that between step 2 and step 3, you find the distrust, but it just gives a flavor what kind of barriers are out there. So misalignment is really misalignment of strategies or of different standards. So when you there is currently not one standard out there in the industry, and this is what we try to influence as well, is when I purchase equipment or software from different vendors, how does all of this really work? Is to really align on one standard, that we have really a smooth integration. One other thing is weak business objectives. So if I'm not very clear where I want to be in the future, implementing Pharma 4.0, as I said, as it's a long-term journey, might become very difficult at in the future. So especially in these days, I would say, as with the COVID, there is a hype in digitalization, everything. But if the first results are not what is expected, this hype and this energy will also go back, and that would be very unfortunate. And you see 2 other barriers, the distrust and the low respect. This is really related to people. And this is what I mentioned before. So really bringing the workforce, bringing the people along with the journey is very, very important. So it's training, and we will see also here more examples in the following presentations. If the people do not trust the data, do not trust these new types of equipment, new ways of working, they will not make it happen. And also the last one is flexibility. We hear agile ways of working a lot in the new area, especially in this working from home. So really being more and more flexible, utilizing the data is key as well. So yeah, and I want to hand over to the next presenter. presentation where you see, as I mentioned, a few more of these examples.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gottschall. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amjad Banidar.
And I'm Jonas Thiel. We are part of the GLAD's Global Development Team for Digital Solutions.
Technology has been a key driver in changing the world for good. As a part of technology, many words are buzzing around us like Industry 4.0, artificial intelligence, IoT, machine learning. Just to brief you, Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution. IoT, which stands for Internet of Things, refer to the collection of all those devices that can connect to the internet so as they can interact, collaborate, and exchange the data with each other. So there is a scheduled human intervention and enhanced productivity. Industries across the globe are using these techniques to solve the complex business problems, using the right information, brought it at the right time. We did a thorough study to understand on what are the parameters, the industry requirements. In our research, it clearly came out that the key aspects that the industries are majorly looking for are high productivity, high quality, and flexibility. Flexibility to adapt quickly to the market changes. You all will agree that every decision we make becomes easier to process by collecting data and analyzing it. The decision can be anything, like buying a new car, smartphone, or new house, or even finalizing a place for the vacation, whether to set up a new plant, improve the efficiency of a current one. Foremost, the requirement is the collection of right data, right being a keyword here. Once we have a right data, we analyze that data, and then we deploy the result of our analysis to drive our decision. Many businesses use the data to make their important decision, be it starting a new business, making a financial decisions, launching a new product to the market. For example, the car manufacturers collects the data of a car performance from the market and use the data for improving the quality of the car. Now, similarly, there is a lot of data produced by our machines using the onboard devices and sensors. Now, collecting this data directly from the equipment assists in managing the resource efficiently by minimizing the human efforts and giving a time to focus on analysis and taking action. To make this possible, let's understand the challenges with the integration and data exchange. If you look at the typical pharma plant setup, the placement of the machine devices are at the different levels. The man machines are working in isolation with a diverse variety of controllers, that is different makes and models. Bringing the data together then becomes a manual operation. In fact, just to bring out the data, one of our customers had a team of 3 data entry operators whose sole job was to copy paste the data in the editable format. With the most of the operation manually handled, we also see a lack of remote support to these equipment and process. To respond to these challenges, we at GLAD, using our rich experience in pharma process equipment and automation, have industrialized a tool which can help to integrate different machines, devices, collaborate, exchange the data, and can help to optimize the process and can give more insight in the business. Further, I request my colleague Jonas to take us through this great tool.
Okay, thank you very much, Amjad. So how can GLAD improve your current situation? Through many projects with various partners in the past, we gained an excellent expertise in vertical integration. Furthermore, we understand your needs and pain points by a long-standing cooperation with a lot of different customers all over the world. We have a great knowledge about the data produced by the machines, and we are able to set it in a user-friendly context. At the end, we take care meeting all requirements of GMP. So we are very proud to give you a very short introduction into GLAD G-Connect integrator. Let's take another view on the current situation. In your company, you surely have the following roles as example: management, quality, supervisor, and maintenance. Each role has its own claim and needs different information or data from the machines. But the machines does not meet all these requirements. Their main task is to run the production, so they are mostly matched with the operator's needs. Even worse, all control system delivers different events, parameters, states, and batch reports. In the most cases, they present all the data in different forms. That's why it's difficult for your roles to get their claims covered. The first step towards a user-friendly data and information terminal for various roles is the integration. With the G-Connect integrator, we take care of getting the data from the machines in your production area. We connect the subordinated control systems with the most common interfaces in the industry, like PLC, a lot of OPC UA, database connections, and many more. GLAD's G-Connect integrator is also delivering a standardized interface to superordinated systems like Historian, MES, cloud services, Active Directories for user management, and so on. Since we know the data from the machine and we know the customer roles needs, we are able to show the needed information. Moreover, we can establish a link between the data from machine A and machine B to set them into an overall context. For this, the GLAD G-Connect integrator has its main feature, the user role-based dashboards. That means that the graphical user interface is tuned to the needs of the current user by default and can be personalized afterwards. Let's show me some examples. For quality purposes, we provide an overall batch report. All machines in the production line are covered by this report. This makes it easy to create a traceability between powder and tablet, forward and backward. Within each lot report, either source or target, it's possible to directly establish a link to its participated lot. The source lot reporting contains a participated target lot reporting, and the target lot presenting its participated source lots. A management role in your company has the possibility to check the performance and the state of the machine in various ways within a production line overview. The maintenance department, for example, maybe wants to check the machine state in a deeper way. Therefore, they have the possibility to dive into the machine and check the metadata down to each sensor and actuators. The supervisor team needs to plan the production. So we are able to show the current production state with remaining time slots within a production sequence monitoring. With a G-Connect integrator, it's easy for your user to get the information they need. Moreover, we have the advantages like the integration of various machines, and overall batch traceability and reporting, and last but not least, we have GMP conformity. And to realize your automation needs, we have a team of more than 200 engineers in charge all over the world. Thank you very much for your attention. I would like to invite you to visit also the other GLAD's displays and presentations today and tomorrow at ACHEMA Pulse. And now I'm glad to hand over to Ms. Fonsejo and Ms. Klingenhoff of Fette Compacting. They will talk about innovations concerning digital training and qualifying your employees.
Thank you, Jonas. Yes, dear viewers, also warm welcome from my side from the north of Germany. I'm Britta Fonsejo. I'm the head of OSDI, which is the Digital Solutions Unit of Fette Compacting. Fette Compacting offers a range of digital solutions, and today we will focus on the category Learn, knowledge that works. And OSDI started its journey very focused. So we went to our customers and asked them what could we improve in their everyday working life, working with our equipment. And one point mentioned very frequently is that training takes long and binds a lot of resources. Yet the processes conducted by those new to tableting were often error prone. So there's a direct link from manufacturing excellence to employee excellence, and maybe vice versa. And Fette Compacting offers two solutions for that. Alva, which brings expert knowledge to your fingertips. It has OEM content created by Fette Compacting's experienced trainers on demand, anytime, anywhere, and available on any mobile device. Also, we offer VR Campus, your virtual on-demand trainer for complex processes, and you can have a really habit-based, intuitive learning by doing in virtual reality as often as needed without blocking a machine. And we do not only focus on great content, we also focus on intuitive use and gaming elements to ensure that learning is quick and fun. Let's check out Alva first. And now I'm happy to introduce and welcome to the stage Tim Klingenhof, who is the head of the Fette Compacting training team.
Thank you, Britta, and a warm welcome also from my side. As Britta already mentioned, I will present you our digital learning solutions. And here we go. Let me introduce Alva. Alva is a web-based and cloud-based learning platform. Every user has its own profile and login. The main menu is divided in different sections. In here, we can serve all user groups helpful content, for newbies in the onboarding process up to experienced product experts. The whole design of Alva is optimized and user-friendly. Our vision is to offer a platform which is intuitive to use and which users really like to learn. We could not find anything from the shelves that we thought matches this vision. And that's why we decided to develop this app on our own. The trainings are built into different modules. For example, the different components of a tablet press. This gives the user the chance to choose a specific part and learn about it. Let's jump into the module of the Philomatic, a part which is relevant for any tableting process. It's created for a user to learn from the scratch. What is the purpose of the Philomatic, how to handle it, cleaning instructions, optimizations and typical wear parts, and of course, how to exchange and adjust them. As you can see, we have large and clear pictures. The easy understandable text is reduced to a minimum. With the description and the highlighted picture, it is easy to understand and combine the whole setup. Of course, also, we implemented the safety instructions wherever they apply. We are working on implementing videos, 3D animations, and 360 degrees pictures wherever they are helpful. Fine adjustments, for example, are very hard to show in a video or in a picture. Therefore, 3D animations are the best choice of media. At the end of each lesson, you can decide if you want to repeat or go on to the next module. I will also show you another module which is built up in a step-by-step procedure. You have an overview what tasks need to be done. Of course, all steps will be explained in detail too. As well, you can see the blue ball with the eye. This one gives you helpful information. In this case, for example, that the no tools are needed. It also could go into the other direction, that it shows which tools are needed to perform the job. And with this information, I will end my presentation about Alva and come to our second topic.
So now it's time to jump directly into VR Campus, our virtual reality trainer. Tim, I will hand over to you again.
Yeah, thanks, Britta. Again, yes, with virtual reality training, you can train your staff whenever and how often is needed. In short, on demand, and this without blocking a machine. For the immersive learning, we implemented some features. An avatar who guides me through the process and gives some background information. The different process steps can be seen as a checklist on my arm, like looking on a smartwatch. To easily identify the parts inside the machine, they are highlighted in a training mode. With this feature, the user can learn the names and the parts and wherever they are located inside the machine. As well, the use of the glove ports is trained. VR itself makes fun to use, but to make it even more fun, we implemented some gaming elements. In here, for example, the user has to find 18 hidden tablets in the isolator to get familiar also with the hidden spots inside. In a test mode, the trainee can perform the whole process without any help and get a certificate at the end. Let me summarize. With VR, you can shorten the onboarding process and decrease the error rates because all the trainees learn the OEM recommended way. Thanks for joining, and please feel free to get a free demo of our great learning solutions. And now back to Britta.
Cool, thank you, Tim Kingenhoff. So let me summarize. Today we presented to you two of our solutions, Alva and VR Campus. They bring expert knowledge to your fingertips and enable a quick, sustained and fun way of onboarding. We do have further solutions available. Feel free to browse our website. And now I would like to hand over to Tobias Mionske in the south of Germany for another very important topic, because manufacturing excellence is also based on maintenance excellence, on great planning and execution. Tobias.
Thank you very much, Britta, for the introduction, and welcome also from my side. I'm glad to talk about a topic of overall equipment effectiveness optimization in respect to maintenance today. My name is Tobias Mionske, and I am responsible for the account and product management of our digital solutions here at Harro Höfliger. What do we mean when we talk about maintenance? It means that our focus lies in a much better handling, in a much better usability, and error and time optimization with integrated digital tools. Later on, I will explain in more detail what we mean with digital tools. Our expertise as machine manufacturer lies in the field of building highly complex machines, of course, and by means of the HMI, you can get into contact with machines. But there are some kind of problems that can be solved well with the help of digitalization. The experience of the last years has shown that the most important areas that has been to be digitalized are the field of insufficient original equipment effectiveness or data security, and mainly also the downtimes of machines, huge amount of rejected parts, and last but not least, much paperwork. And for an example, McKinsey found out that Pharma could shut down 3 out of 4 plants today and still meet demand. One of the most important remedy could be done by the help of digitalization and data knowledge. As machine manufacturer, we are very interested to provide digital solutions that helps you to understand the machines that are built by us in a much better and intensive way. That means for us at Harro Höfliger that we want to make digital solutions available for you to increase your productivity and at the same time a decreasing of machine downtimes and rejected parts. All in all, I want to mention that humans always are the main important part in the closed loop. That means that all the digital solutions must at first help you out in a much better way than without digitalization. Second, that it makes the interactions with the machines more efficient. And third, makes you want to learn and desire more of the machines. For that reason, it is essential that we also offer you an interconnection to digital devices without digital solutions, for example, tablets, smartphones, augmented reality glasses, for example, the HoloLens 2 from Microsoft. That are the main reasons to increase mainly the handling of the machines and a simultaneous reduction of errors done by human and also paperwork. Now I want to give you an overview over the architecture of digital solutions that we provide you, done by an example of the field of maintenance. As mentioned before, our main focus lies in the manufacturing of machines and the field of pharma in accordance with our motto, all you need here at Harro Höfliger. On the one hand, we put the machine data that is created from the machine into the digital solutions. And on the other hand, we also digitalize all our content of how to maintain our machines. All information is now available and can be shown directly by a whole bunch of different digital devices. All the information can now be taken into consideration for a different kind of users, for example, to execute maintenance or to plan your next maintenance work. It's done by you. And it's also possible to put your knowledge appropriate into the digital solutions. And now I want to show you a short video how you can execute directly at a machine a maintenance plan of, here in this example, 6 steps with the HoloLens 2. Here you can see directly that, for example, you can scan with the HoloLens a QR code of your planned maintenance work. And you see here a little example with 6 different steps. You can proceed through all the maintenance steps and see at the beginning and have an overview what you want to do today in this maintenance steps. It's also possible to take pictures and show the pictures direct to the machines to track, position, and log the maintenance windows direct at the machine. So you have a much better overview about the whole maintenance steps. Then, of course, it's also possible to track and position these pictures or CAD files or what you want to do around the machines, and if you have a line, at the complete line. If you finish with your maintenance steps and you can complete them, of course, you can also put some comments inside it and fill in, and this is very open for you, what you want to put there. And at least you can finish the whole maintenance step through step and close your maintenance. That was it. The way we are developing digital solutions is in line with our motto, all you need. That means that you get at first a solution provider from us. For you, the solution providers are developed riskless in short development times. Everything is done in a modern, agile way. We use Scrum for that. And you are also included in the process. So you have an overview about a digital tool that you get from us. When you have the solution provider on your side implemented, you can get used to it and work with it in combination to the machines. And once you have gotten used to it, of course, you can expand it to a comprehensive digital product, and please feel free to contact us for that. At least I want to show you how you can work with our digital solutions at our site or at your site. And I want to explain it again with the maintenance example. In the first step, maintenance plans are generated and are planned for the relevant machines. In the second step, you execute maintenance directly at your machine, for example, with the help of digital devices. Then, if the loop is closed in the next step, you can optimize the maintenance plans over the time. Here, I want to mention that this is done manually for the solution provider. But when the solution provider is expanded to its comprehensive digital solution, there can also smart algorithms be implemented that you can not only do preventive maintenance, but also predictive maintenance. And in a fourth step, the maintenance solution can be interconnected with ERP, MES, SCADA systems, and so on. That was it from our Harro Höfliger side, and I thank you for your attention. And in the next presentation, Uhlmann Packsysteme will show how track and trace can be seen as an entry into automation. Track and trace is prescribed automation that customers need to address today rather than tomorrow. I will now forward to you, Franziska.
Thank you. Welcome to our presentation, Track and Trace, Door Opener for Smart Manufacturing. My name is Georg Schick. I'm the product manager for Track and Trace by Uhlmann. And today I will present together with my colleague Franziska Unselt, our product manager for smart production at Uhlmann. Let's start. Why do we need track and trace? It's a regulatory, a legislative, which applies to pharmaceutical products of the respective country. It is about the under-counter finding of the supply chain. But the most important is the patient safety. And beside, it is a brand protection. You can call track and trace a prescribed automation. But how does OEE optimization work through the implementation of track and trace? Digital data from subordinated systems will be transferred to the machine. So people maybe compact blisters into cartons faster by hand than a machine, but do not paint a 2D serialization code faster by hand. The goal is almost no waste in production during ramp-up phases. For example, expiry date is correctly taken over from subordinated system and not possibly entered incorrectly by the operator. Or the inline grading, monitoring during inspection, and the guarantee for perfect print result during packaging process. The automation of track and trace helps for a reliable and robust production process. Therefore, a higher degree of automation results in a higher quality and therefore better OEE. Summarized, despite or precisely because of track and trace, the OEE can be effectively improved. Let's tell track and trace the door opener for automation, because track and trace brings the following: the IT infrastructure for data handling on the packaging line, interfaces to superordinated systems to transfer data to the devices on the packaging line, and reports will be generated automatically. This automation introduced can be used for further optimizations. Automation and digitalization helps to improve the packaging process. Think about reorganization of machines and lines on the production area for future packaging requirements. Keep an eye on strategic vision for the future. What about lean management for the packaging process? And note, sustainability begins easily with automation and digitalization. Let's hand over to my colleague Franziska. She will explain why track and trace is a door opener for automation and therefore OEE improvement, and present Ullmann's applications for OEE improvement. Franziska, the stage is yours.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, thank you, George. So as my colleague already mentioned, track and trace can be seen as an entry solution into automation and digitalization. Now let's talk about medical device tracking from product to pallet as an example. Medical device tracking is a continuation of the pharmaceutical track and trace. So it is the tracking of medical devices, like for example, syringes, including the process data. Digitalization supports the seamless traceability by tracking every step of the process. The clearly serialized product is combined with the carton and further aggregated to the pallet. The complete process is digitized and can be used for further analysis. So this means machine construction and digitalization is reasonable combined by using the equipment, the software, consulting, and service all together. Integrated digital solutions for efficient and safe processes can be added here too. For example, the SCADA solution can be used to centralize the line system to achieve a higher level of automation. But now let's have a look at medical device tracking from the product up to the patient. We have vaccines which need a special temperature for storage. Therefore, we need a cold chain tracking with all the relevant process data of the case, tracked on the whole supply chain. Let's have a look at the chain by using the COVID-19 vaccine as an example. So we are starting on the left side with the production. Then we're doing the packaging. The unique device identifier code on the medical device will be aggregated with the serialized carton code. For the shipping, we do the aggregation up to the pallet. The next steps would be logistics, starting with the wholesalers and the distributors. Therefore, all information about the packed medical devices will be sent to the database of a regulation office. With the help of the medical device tracking software, we know exactly where every medical device around the globe is, because it is tracked and registered. Afterwards, sending the information to a pharmacy or hospital, we are reading the 2D code of the unit of sale, check it again against the database of the government, and then a released product can be sent to the patient. So medical device tracking is caring for the complete supply chain from production up to the patient. Track and trace and medical device tracking can be seen as a door opener for the digitalization. That means bringing the equipment of the production area from our customers to an up-to-date digitalization state. So the starting point is track and trace. So with the serialization and the aggregation, we have systems, processes, and people in place for compliance and visibility. The next step is to drive the digitalization forward. So with the help of efficient management in packaging and manufacturing lines, the OEE can be improved, and the supposedly first low OEE at the track and trace introduction can be recovered and overtaken. But it is not only with track and trace that the OEE is low at first. This is the case with every new introduction until the system is up and running. So from paper-based processes to digital processes to digital production planning. The goal of a digital future where decisions can be made consciously with the help of different technologies can thus be achieved. The aim is to reduce the costs, minimize risk, increase sales and availability, and reduce the time to market by simulating business transactions and automating decision-making. This is exactly where we at Ullmann and Excellence United come in. So we run a portfolio transformation in parallel to the maturity model on the way to Pharma 4.0 for our customers. So from the intelligent and smart packaging machines corresponding to the maturity level 2 connectivity from Mrs. Gottschall's presentation to the integrated smart services around the packaging process corresponding to the level 3 visibility, what's happening. Yeah, so thank you very much for your attention. We hope that our presentation has brought up new exciting topics for you, and we look forward to the following joint discussion. If you're interested in our track and trace solutions or in other digital solutions, please feel free to contact me and my colleagues, also the colleagues from Excellence United. We look forward to presenting our solutions to you in detail.
So, dear viewers, now it's time for your questions and our answers. And we already saw that there are some questions in Slido, and we try to answer the first ones. And we are happy to take even more of your questions. And with me, I have Franziska from Ullmann and also George from Ullmann. And before we ask for your live questions, we did prepare a short poll. So, Franziska, could you be so nice to publish the questions?
Sure, yes, I can. I can also read it out loud. So the question we are asking you is, on which step of the maturity model would you place your company? So Mrs. Gottschall in the beginning presented the maturity model, and we would like to know, on which level, on which step do you place yourself or your company?
Okay. And we already have some answers coming in. So we give you a couple of seconds to answer that one. It's kind of also quite, so far, most of you are in the same area. Okay, so let's see if there are more answers coming in. I think we have it. Franziska, can you publish the results, or how can we show them?
Yes. I think you can see it.
Yes, so as you can see, most of you are in step 2 in connectivity. And I guess this is kind of where the industry is evolving. Some have already connected all their equipment and are starting to get the data, and some are already analyzing it and going the steps forward. And yes, so thank you for answering this question. And let's see what we have as questions from the audience. I think there was already one to G-Connect measuring OEE. So it can be shown. And then there was a question to the training solutions of FETE, in which languages is ALVA offered. So ALVA is offered in German, in English, in French, in Spanish, in Mandarin, and also Brazilian Portuguese. And then one of you wanted to know if they could test the VR training somewhere. And yeah, FETE compacting is actually providing, you can test this training in the competence centers. But if you already have virtual reality hardware at your site, we can send you a link to download and to kind of try the module out yourself. And we can also mail you the hardware and the link together if you don't have hardware available. Let's see, there's another question coming in. Is the medical device regulation something different than track and trace? George, I think that one is for you.
I think that's mine, yes. Thanks for this question. I think the question is related to the medical device regulation from Europe taking place now in May this year. So Europe also now have a regulation, a tracking regulation for medical device, and maybe I can answer the question within this. Track and trace is covering pharmaceutical and medical device, but all over the world, most of you know the track and trace regarding or in combination with pharmaceutical, and now more and more countries have the regulations for medical devices as well. And everybody knows at the moment COVID vaccine, which is a medical device, but be aware the regulation meets here for the COVID-19 vaccine the pharmaceutical track and trace regulation. But it's a nice explanation, medical device like a vaccine or a pharmaceutical, all this is covered in the topic track and trace. Hopefully I answered the question.
Okay. Thank you, George. And then we have another question here coming in. What kind of integrated digital solutions do you offer beside track and trace and medical device tracking? So maybe Franziska, you want to take that one?
Yes, sure, I can. Yeah, so besides track and trace and medical device tracking, we also offer solutions around SCADA, so to automate and to centralize the production lines, as well as solutions to integrate different systems. So if you want to know more about these solutions, please contact myself or also my colleague George, and we can talk to you about the solutions more in detail.
Okay, thank you. So let's see. Is there another question coming in? So far, I don't think so. Yes, so dear viewers, feel free to get in touch with any one of us during ACHEMA, during the platform. You will find all our contact details there, but of course, we are all on LinkedIn as well. So feel free if any further questions arise or you would like to have any more information to get in touch with us. And yeah, one last glimpse at the questions, but I think, yeah, for now, this is it. And then I guess, George, Franziska, we say goodbye.
Yes, thank you very much for participating.
Yes, and maybe see you next time physically.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that would be nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, until then, stay safe and sound. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.